香港嘅馬圈競爭異常激烈，對於騎師或者練馬師嚟講，即使咧一季成績好，而佢下一季咧保持唔到嘅話咧，都好容易被人淘汰。就好似今集人氣馬場嘉賓一樣，佢曾經贏過香港好多好高榮譽嘅賽事，不過今年成績就麻麻地，而且咧仲喪失咗一個好大嘅馬主喎。究竟佢點樣面對呢個逆境呢？今集我哋人氣馬場嘉賓高伯新。So Richard, thank you so much for your time. As we know that the over the past 3 months has been really tough for you, not only for your stable but also for yourself and your family, right?
Well, training's full of challenges sometimes. I think the story's behind us now. We get many companies we read about in the papers every day of victims of cybercrime. It's something which is very common now. It's dealing with it. I think the matter's closed, and we all move on and learn lessons.
I read that in your statement, you said that your stable already set up a new security system to prevent this thing happening again, right?
We hired lawyers and we hired experts from cybercrime. We're a good unit, and I just knew this was going to be short-term hassle, and it certainly was. It was a bit of a headache waking up every day and dealing with all these people that you don't normally deal with, and without realising it, you probably take your eye off the ball, which is the most important thing, which are the horses behind us. Well, one of the reasons I came out with the story is I wanted to tell Hong Kong horse people and Hong Kong owners that this is a real risk, and this is not the first case that's happened in Hong Kong of this sort, and I don't think it'll be the last, because it's very, very difficult to counter. You just got to be diligent and be very careful with emails.
I remember a few years ago I did an interview with you after your first amazing season. That year, I remember you had 35 winners and you produced multiple winners. So even the class 5 horses winning 5 races in a season. At that time you said that I'm not here to play golf. Is this still the commitment?
The only lie is I've taken up squash. I still don't play golf, but I do play a lot of squash. But I think we're still as determined as ever as that interview. I think if you look at the big picture of Hong Kong, everything's happened which I sort of predicted before coming here. We knew we were going to struggle at the beginning, and it was going to be tough to get established. And we also hoped that we'd be, right up there and winning the very best races Hong Kong's got, and we managed to do both. The order in which things have happened is probably not what I envisaged, yes. But that's racing, and you've got to deal with it. But I still think we've got the same hunger as we had, what was only 5 seasons ago.
It's kind of like a roller coaster in your Hong Kong career, because you begin so well. You have 35, 30-something winners in the next few seasons, and then you have won the biggest races, the Hong Kong Cup, Hong Kong Derby, and everything. And then you have been just like training a lot of good horses.
Well, I think having the big race success, of course, is fantastic. But I think you've got to look at it realistically as well. I think it had its advantages and its disadvantages. I think we were unfairly criticised for only being interested in the big races, and that's maybe why the everyday client thought, no, Gibson's not interested in my little horse. But I don't think that's true, and we're happy to fight hard and even win our class 5s.
Some owners just misunderstand that, Gibson just like he loves to train big race horse. If I'm the class 5 horse, he won't let me to get in his stable. Is it true?
Well, I think in Hong Kong, we're a big village in Hong Kong, and I think in my first year in Hong Kong, everyone was saying, he only trains class 5 winners. And then the next step is, he only likes winning the big races. I think trainers like winning races, whatever grade it is. It's a particular satisfaction, obviously, taking the big horse to the big race. But the most amount of work in that is finding the right horse coming into Hong Kong, and that's keeping my feet and go funds. They don't grow on trees. They're difficult to find.
You have won the Hong Kong Fast twice, Hong Kong Cup, Hong Kong Derby, and even sent Golfan to race overseas and getting a very good result. What's the highlights in Hong Kong?
I'm not a very sentimental person. I'm always so satisfied by the horse's performance and performing at a really high level. you know, I can't really pinpoint one particular moment where I felt happier than another. You know, I think the thing which makes you tick is looking at the young horse in the morning, and you're mentally planning his preparation and mentally planning how good the next one's going to be. The horses arrive here, they might look in bad condition, and you put them through the training program, they start to blossom. These are the things which makes trainers tick.
So I remember that time you say that even the class 5 winners, I'm more than happy to train, and winning a group 1 or winning a class 5 gives you the same feeling.
Sure, you know, I think you know, every trainer sort of deals with success and defeat differently. I genuinely try, and it's always been my psyche to behave in the same way. If I've just won a Group 1 or if I've just been beaten the nose in a Class 5, I try and keep the same level-headed face and mindset after a race, because you've always got to concentrate on the next race.
You have expected you will have a little bit struggle in finding the winners, but do you expect that it comes into this season?
Well, I think we've got an interesting blend of horses. You know, I think you know, if you look at all sports and all trainers and even football managers, the first thing you've got to look at is your stable strength.
Yeah.
And you know, and probably like Mourinho when he was having a bad time at Chelsea, you know, you look at your stable strength and you know straight away you've got to improve. We've got to improve in number. We're one of the smallest stables now in Hong Kong.
Yes.
And we've got to improve in size and structure. So we've got some rebuilding to do, but we're looking forward to that challenge.
So I think recently the most shocking news is Mr. Pan moved all his horses to another stable. Just like on Twitter, everyone tweeting the news, and they feel sorry for you because
no,
you have
I certainly don't feel sorrow. I actually feel the opposite of sorrow. I feel gratitude. You know, we're very lucky to be involved with such good horses. And you know, every good story comes to an end, and it's now time to move on and look positive for the future. If you come to my house today, you won't see any photos on the wall. I'm not someone that looks back at the victories. I'm always trying to think positive and
always
look for the next one. Yeah.
So I noticed that you have quite a number of quite a good potential griffins. So do you still confident that you can meet the minimum targets of the club?
This year we've got a rather strange mix of horses actually. We've got far too many old horses.
Yep.
I ran a horse last night on the dirt here, and in 15 runs he dropped 3 pounds. You know, this is and the horse has yet to win a race. So you know, these are sort of regular challenges that we sort of face. You know, I was certainly concerned at the beginning of the year. I didn't think that my older horses were off a competitive rating at all.
Yeah.
And I wasn't prepared to rush the youngsters just because the older guys weren't off a good rating. And actually started to see some recent shoots, some improvements. The young horses are coming together nicely, and the older horses are now starting to come down in their ratings. So we're expecting a decent end to the season.
So I saw your website. There's always some updates, and even you have your page for the staff showing their profile. Why you have this idea?
You know, the guys are a huge part of our life and our team. You know, the guys are always on their phone, on the internet. They like chatting, and you know, and then we've always got Karen around taking pictures of everybody and all the horses and the dogs and the babies. So you know, we try and keep everyone involved, so those many Hong Kong fans can see what's happening in a daily stable in Hong Kong.
We can see that there were 2 European trainers gone in the past 2 seasons. Yeah. What are the most difficulties for a European trainer to train in Hong Kong?
It's a bit of a vicious circle. Once you're low on numbers, you know, we've probably got the least amount of runners at the moment in Hong Kong. So you know, once you're low on numbers, you're always not going to be competitive with a guy who's running, you know, 5 times more races than you are. In defence of the 2 guys that left, all I'll say is that not many of their horses have won.
So that means we cannot just say that, oh, the trainers from some specific country doing better job than the other countries, right?
So, when I came to Hong Kong, the highest admiration I had for any trainer in Hong Kong was Andreas Schutz, because I knew what he had achieved abroad was nothing short of staggering.
Yes.
You know, Andreas Schutz, after good Baba, didn't suddenly wake up and become a bad trainer. His stable strength gradually deteriorated.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's why he didn't get the wins on the board. But Andreas should go back to Europe, and I'm convinced he'll be a very successful trainer again. People should be judged on their stable strengths rather than their personal abilities. I think that would be a more slightly how we look at jockeys as well. You know, we look at the new jockeys coming in. The guys don't win any races. These guys are champion jockeys in their country of origin. They've just been getting on bad horses in Hong Kong. If they had the same rides as Joe Morara, it would be different stories.
I know that you are from your family own law firms, and it's one of has the longest history in England. So what brings you to be a trainer?
Well, that's a long story. It seemed quite a long time ago now when I was a student. But it's true, my family are all lawyers, and my twin brother is a lawyer. So my twin brother's become the 9th generation, so that's nearly 300 years of the same company. So, and my father's still working with my uncle. So that's some nice family history. But I was always going to do something a little bit different, and you know, I went to France as a very young guy, and that's where my equine career started.
So, but I heard that it's all because you want to learn French. That's why you moved to France.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was a student. I was a 19-year-old kid. So, that was the first objective, and second objective was to get a job. And of course, I could already ride. So, riding and learning French when you're age 19 seemed pretty perfect at the time.
So, moving to Hong Kong, is that you want to learn the Cantonese or Mandarin?
Well, to be honest, I'm pretty disappointed with with both of those. I didn't realise what a challenge. I can speak French very well after 19 years there, so hopefully I've got a bit of time to catch up in the Cantonese.
So as a sportsman, and you had a successful career before, how can you overcome all the career load?
Well, I think you should take everything a little bit, relatively, Ian. We've had a quiet 3 months. I've had a 19-year training career. I don't think, I think this is all pretty relative. I think we've seen in Hong Kong before trainers having a lousy season and bouncing back pretty quick. I'm a pretty sort of modest, quiet guy. I haven't got a strong, the message to the guys out there is that we're hungry, we're open for business. We'd love to discuss your horse plans and your horses. And my hunger and my drive is still as strong as it's ever been in Hong Kong. And if anything, I've probably got, with the troubles we've had in the last 3 months, I've probably gained that sort of slightly more ice determination to achieve even higher things that I wanted originally.